the Cozy Rainbow Podcast time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Cozy Rainbow Podcast. My name is Tammy, but my students know me as Miss Haddad.
My name's Joe, and I just can't cash a break.
Haha, and today we're talking about Monopoly, the beloved game. We're going to start off with some trivia questions and see how much Joe knows about Monopoly. Number 1. What is the Monopoly man's real name? Is it A, Mr. Pennyworth? B, Rich Uncle Pennybags? C, I can't even say this one.
I don't think it's C.
Nelson Mandela. Is it C, Nelson Mandela?
Okay.
Or D, Dr. Richardson Moneybags?
Well, it's Rich Uncle Pennybags, thank you very much. But,
How did you know that? Just kidding. I'm not revealing the answers until the end of the podcast.
I do appreciate that Nelson Mandela, though.
Well, you'll understand why I put that as an answer.
Oh, I know why you put that as an answer, much like I knew the answer.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Maybe we know each other a little too well. Number 2, true or false? The Monopoly man wears a monocle.
False.
Number 3,
I've been here my whole life.
which of the following tokens is the newest Monopoly edition? Is it A, penguin, B, boot, or C, top hat?
Well, I know it's not Top Hat, and frankly, Shoe's too iconic a member of our,
Boot. His name is Boot. Their name is Boot.
which is separate from Shoe.
Right.
Oh.
Maybe you should have written this episode.
Well, you don't remember Shoe?
Anyway, answer the question. Which one is the newest? Is it A, penguin, B?
It's got to be penguin by process of elimination.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the process of elimination. We'll get into the actual answers to those trivia questions and so many more fun facts about Monopoly right after this quick break.
Yeah.
All right. We're back from our break, and Joe just said that my questions were from Baby's first Jeopardy game. He said they're too easy. Whatever.
No, we're just both too familiar with this sort of thing.
I was not familiar.
Which means that this is going to be a very good episode,
Yeah.
surely.
Okay. A monopoly in real life is when one business has complete control over an entire market. For example, a popular grocery store like Walmart can have a monopoly in a small town if the other grocery stores all went out of business. Monopoly is also the name of one of the most popular board games in the world.
Well, the whole world. This isn't just an American thing.
Yeah, I don't think so. So the game of Monopoly is credited to an inventor named Lizzie Magie or Maggie, or I don't know how to say her last name.
How do you spell it?
Magi. I say Magie, right? Doesn't it sound like it'd be Magie?
Monopoly, the gift of the Maggie.
The hard G sound. Okay, Lizzie Magie in 1904 with the original name The Landlord's Game. Why is that funny to you?
We'll see where this goes. We'll see
Okay.
if you touch on it.
This game was invented as a way to teach players how income, meaning how much money a person makes, so your salary, how many dollars you make, that's your income, and then inequality, meaning that it's not equal. So there's some people who make a lot more money, like maybe they're making like $100,000 a year, and there's some people that don't make anywhere near that, and maybe they make more like $30,000 a year.
How do landlords play into this?
Right. So before we get into that, I'm going to tell you about the inventor of the game, Lizzie Magie. Lizzie Magie worked as a court stenographer where she did not make enough money to support herself without a husband. She made about $10 a week. Lizzie Magie was a feminist and stood out from many other people at the time with her unique beliefs. Now, she worked as a court stenographer. Do you remember another really historically prevalent female that we talked about recently that also worked as a court stenographer, and she was probably a feminist and stood out from her times? He doesn't remember.
Is it Lizzo?
No. She was not a court stenographer. That's too funny, though. No, it rhymes with Schmemelia. Schmerhart.
You're going to have to spell this one out for me.
Are you for real?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it's Amelia Earhart, viewers.
Yeah, remember that Amelia Earhart worked as a court stenographer?
Well, it's hard to remember the daring Atlantic Ocean pilot as a court stenographer.
Well, I just think it's interesting that these are two like trailblazing women, and they both happen to work as a court stenographer before they made their impact
that's
on
where
the
they
world.
pick up the wits to have this kind of do the crazy things that they do.
Sure.
Yeah.
A man named Charles Darrow is also credited with inventing Monopoly. He played the landlord's game and then sold the game to the Parker brothers in 1935 during the Great Depression.
I swear you were gonna say they sold the game for Park Place.
The Parker brothers also owned other games like Clue and Risk. In 1991, the Parker brothers was bought by the game company Hasbro, which that's a familiar name.
I feel like I've seen boxes of games with Parker Brothers on them instead of Hasbro.
That's maybe because Parker Brothers wasn't bought until 1991. So if you had a really old copy of a game, maybe it would still say Parker Brothers.
We would have old copies of games.
And a journal and author named Mary Pylone or Pilone, again, last name pronunciation. So Mary Pylone wrote a book all about the history of Monopoly in 320 pages. I feel like that is a lot of Monopoly information to have. Over 300 pages of Monopoly insight. So this episode is like nothing. If you really wanted to learn about Monopoly, you should probably read that book. The Monopoly man's real name is Rich Uncle Pennybags. I thought you were going to say it with me.
Well,
let's do it on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Rich
Uncle
Uncle
Pennybags.
Pennybags.
Woohoo. The other characters who appear in Monopoly are Officer Edgar Mallory and Jake the Jailbird.
and Shoe.
Well, Shoe is the token. Yeah, I guess they're characters. Okay,
What a
sure.
character that Shoe is.
Yeah, Joe's favorite piece is the shoe, if you can't tell.
Oh, he's not my piece.
Isn't he?
I don't use Shoe. Shoe's too. He's
You like to play against Shoe.
She's a wild character.
Okay. Rich Uncle Pennybags was created in 1935 by a student at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. The more you know. So, Joe, does the Monopoly man wear a monocle?
No.
No, you were right on that one.
As long as I can remember,
As long as he can remember.
there's been no monocle.
Yeah, so if you don't know what a monocle is like glasses, but it only has one lens. Like
Well,
it's just
I mean,
one circle.
A big part of glasses is the fact that you can just place them onto your face. Like a monocle is just like a little circle of glass. Like
Yeah.
it's like chained to something, held onto your clothing. You can put it in your pocket. You can pull it out, hold it in front of your eye, see things
Yep.
out of one of your eyes.
That's a monocle.
It's horribly inconvenient.
The Monopoly man does not wear a monocle.
No.
However, the reason why I mention this is because some people claim that they remember the Monopoly man having a monocle.
It's an understandable thing to misremember. I mean, for some reason, being rich, being stereotypically snootily rich.
Like Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd call him snooty. He's all smiles on anything you can find him on, really. But
Right. And if he was really rich, he'd have bags full of quarters. He'd be Rich Uncle Quarter Bags. In this economy?
in this economy,
So the phenomenon of people remembering the Monopoly man having a monocle is,
among other things,
yeah, there's some other examples of this, but it's a made up thing called the Mandela effect. Okay, actually, I might have offended some people by saying it's made up, but it's not like proven. It's not in any textbooks, like it's not proven to be fact, okay? But if you believe in it, that's all good. So the Mandela effect is when a large group of people remember things differently than what actually happened.
when a large group of people misremember things in the exact same way.
Well, that's what a skeptic would say. So, yes. The Mandela effect, it gets its name from Nelson Mandela. So a large group of people believe that Nelson Mandela died in 1980 when in reality he died in 2013. Some other examples of the Mandela effect are, does Mickey Mouse wear suspenders?
No,
Okay, why do you know that?
I've seen,
Like, why did you said it like so factually? Like, how are you so sure? Like, you didn't even have to think.
Well, do I need to think about that kind of thing?
I
I mean,
would.
He's got one color on his upper body, and that's black. Save the gloves.
Well, there you go. Okay, and How about this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Is Pikachu's tail yellow or is it striped with black?
There is no black. It's striped with brown.
Okay, well, his tail is solid yellow.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Some people think that it has black stripes on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Okay.
Or, no, wait. No. I'm remembering that. I'm misremembering where the stripes are.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have to look at a picture, a photo of
It's
Pikachu.
solid yellow. I don't need pictures.
His tail is solid yellow. Or, wait, Pikachu's a girl? No, Pikachu...
There are girl ones, but the one
It's
you
just
think...
a type.
There are girls.
The Pikachu.
The Pikachu
Ash's Pikachu.
is a boy.
Okay, thanks. So Nelson Mandela was... This seems like so random, but remember we're talking about...
Back to reality.
The Mandela effect. Nelson Mandela was a civil rights leader that fought against racial segregation, and he spent 27 years in prison. Just a fun fact. So some people think that they remember him dying in prison, but he did not. He died in 2013.
Out of prison.
Yes. One explanation for why people think that rich Uncle Pennybags has a monocle is because he wears a top hat. The top hat is similar to another popular mascot that existed decades before Uncle Pennybags, Mr. Peanut.
That's not where I would have taken it. I mean,
Well,
I don't know many people who misremember Mr. Peanut having a mustache.
he doesn't... Wait, does he have a mustache? I don't know.
Okay, all right then.
So, yeah, the Mandela effect. I mean, yeah.
Mr. Peanut doesn't have a mustache. Mr. Monopoly does not have a monocle.
Mr. Peanut is the mascot for Planters, which is an American snack food company, and you can
Well,
follow
they do peanuts.
you can follow Mr. Peanut on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. You can follow Mr. Peanut on Twitter at Mr. Peanut.
Not sponsored.
It's not sponsored. Anyway, let's go back over those trivia questions.
All right.
So, number 1, you already know, what is the Monopoly man's real name?
Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Woohoo! Wait a second, I did the same thing where I didn't answer the third trivia question.
I was going to point it out when we got there.
Dang it. Well, you were right anyway about Penguin, but okay. Number 2, true or false, the Monopoly man wears a monocle.
False.
False. And number 3, the newest Monopoly token is Penguin.
Is not a shoe.
It's not shoe. Yeah, because boot and top hat, they have been around.
Top hat's also iconic, but he's not very memorable.
Yeah,
in the same
like
way shoe is.
you know, if you ever played like the Monopoly app, like on your phone or smart device, whatever.
Way back on a boring old trip to like a different state, we were playing Monopoly on an iPad, and there's only 3 of us. So
What?
Well, yeah, you can have the app supported 4 players. There were only 3 of us. We put in a CPU,
Oh, sure.
and it was shoe.
Shoe.
There he was,
Joe's really fond of shoe.
bouncing about for all to see. Such merry times.
All right. So this week's creative challenge is to design a cartoon mascot that wears a monocle. You can email your submissions to cozyrainbowenvy@gmail.com to view our other creative challenges or other submissions. Visit our website, www.cozyrainbow.org. If you're a teacher listening to this and you want to have classroom resources, you can also visit our website because I post resources on there. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.